I'm currently holding a nice swing position, nice runner in this strong bullish uptrend. But I want to tell you guys, get comfortable today because we're going to talk about a lot of things. All right, so it is August 27th, Friday, and today we started with a really strong uptrend. Okay, prices are making higher highs, higher lows. We are above the EMA, so there is no denying this is an uptrend. So what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to draw my short-term trend line because I want to know where the break and where the new high is most likely going to be located. Price broke the trend line right here, and we actually have a 2 measured legs to a new extreme. This is perfect price action. Market likes to move in twos, and when I see break over trend line and price creating a new extreme, I'm expecting for price to go into correction or possibly straight up reversal. So as I'm watching this uptrend being over, I'm anticipating for downtrend to start establishing. We have this downtrend working low, but we have a break and we have a new low, and this is very similar to two-legged pullback. It is exactly two-legged pullback. First leg pullback, second leg. Now you guys see why the two-legged pullback is so important. So we have a two-legged pullback. Now the market pushed strongly below the EMA. And even though I have a two-legged pullback, such a strong move below EMA tells me something. It tells me that a lot of sellers are starting to jump on board and starting to sell the market. And I'm expecting for price to push all the way down to here because this is a big move down, okay? And the uptrend played out. Think about this, uptrend played out. But what happened? What happened next is a strong push back up above the EMA. And when I was watching this live, I was fairly confused here because I was expecting price to reach all the way down to here, but we pushed strongly above the EMA. Okay, so something is changing, and I'm forgetting basically at this point on about the downtrend. It's most likely going to be correction because after a new high, you're going to get correction or straight up reversal. Now, market keeps pushing lower, and remember, I'm not thinking about selling at this point on because the downtrend played out and we pushed strongly above EMA. This is a key information right here. Plus, the overall trend up was fairly strong. Price keeps pushing lower, keeps pushing lower. We have a first entry long pullback that failed, and now we have a second entry long triggered above this bar, fairly bearish bar. Now price created a double bottom. At this point on, I'm not gonna go long on a second entry long. We're still below EMA, and this is a not too good bullish signal bar. Remember, we're going long. If I'm looking for longs, I want a nice bullish signal bar. This is starting to look like a downtrend may resume. So once again, I have two conflicting beliefs, so I'm sitting on my hands. Now look what happened next. You ticked few ticks lower, instantly reverse in just one single big bullish bar. This is instant bullish reversal bar. Okay, we created a double bottom and we now close above the EMA. Take a look, and right now this is still the continuation of a first entry long, second entry long. Okay, so this is continuation of a second entry long because we didn't trigger below this bar, so the stop loss wasn't hit on a second entry long. And this is the first trade I like entering. We just created a double bottom. Looks like the bullish bus is still being strong, and you know the sellers are really weak. Okay, so this is really important. Now market is pushing higher, and here we have a important thing. When I was watching this live, this is what I was looking at, because right now this, what does it look to you? Well, to me it looks like a trading range. We're swinging up and down, below and above the EMA. EMA starting to be in the middle of those bars. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to buy the lows and sell the highs. If this is a trading range, and it makes sense because uptrend played out, so it makes sense that we're going to go into this correction, okay? So market keeps pushing higher, keeps pushing higher. And look what we have here. The resistance is starting to get confirmed, okay? The resistance is starting to get confirmed, and here I entered my second trade. This is the new high. We have a first entry long that failed, pullback, second entry long, failure. Looks like a failure. Okay, this is where we have to enter if I trade failures. When I was watching this live, I didn't have this uptrend on the chart, so just disregard this. I was playing this as a trading range, and I was expecting for price to reach all the way down here. Okay, so this is where I took my trade, and look what happened. We reversed. I was still being okay, and then we had this bar, and I was like, okay, if you trigger one tick below this bar, I mean, it's gonna be quick, easy scalp, and I just got stopped out like that. Okay. I have made a crucial mistake not paying attention to these higher lows. Take a look how market keeps making higher lows, where basically there's a bullish bias into this market. So I was trying to be way too aggressive with the shorts. I tightened the trading range too much. Nevertheless, this is a good trade to take, and it was a good trade to take the chance on. Okay, but now Once you have a bounce right here, you have to draw this trend line. You have to confirm, because we are now clearly making higher highs. We're pushing above the EMA. This is also another important information. Every single pullback below EMA was bought. Okay, so we were pushing higher. We're pushing higher. At that time, this is what I did. I moved the resistance all the way up to here. Now we are slowly chopping higher. Okay, you can see that the EMA is starting to point higher. It's pointing higher here. It's a little bit flat here, and it's starting to point higher here. Look, as the prices are making higher, there's no entry because we are now in a sort of an uptrend. So we are looking for second entry longs with the trend. Okay, we are looking for second entry long with the trend. We have a new high, first entry, and it just worked. There's no second entry. And look what we have here. This is a failed breakout because we have a resistance, first tap, second tap, push higher, and instantly reverse down. Nice bearish bar. You're always away from EMA. Most breakouts of trading ranges will fail. Okay, this is why I like taking this failed breakout, even though we have a slight upward bias. And remember, I'm not predicting a major trend reversal. I'm just looking for quick, easy scalp. That's all I'm looking at. The scalp ended up working, and I was 2-1 for the day. Okay, and market keeps pushing lower. And remember, now it's few minutes before the news. And guys, don't trade like 10 or 15 minutes before the news and after the news. The volatility will screw you over. You will have a lot of slippage, because I got that comment. The trader told me he had the stop loss 2 points, but when the news happened, the stop loss triggered and ended up being 7.5 points. This is what happens when you trade around the news. The volatility will get you screwed up. So don't trade around the news. Let the market do its thing and it will calm down. Okay. And look, we have a news happening right here. We have a just break of this trend line. And at this point on, I don't have this bigger pattern. Okay. This is all I have. I have a break of this shortened downtrend. Okay. I have a first leg, pullback, second leg to a new low. Okay. So I'm expecting a new extreme of this uptrend to be played out, because look at it. This is still a bullish bias. I just bought a failed breakout because it is so reliable, but there's still a bullish bias in the market. You have a break and a new low. So the downtrend played out according to price action rules. You have a second entry long. I only marked it. I marked it straight if it wasn't the news. Okay. Because a month from now, you will see this setup and it's not going to be according to news. So you will take it. But look, prices are working higher, prices are working higher. And now it is extremely important to realize that the uptrend is, there's a bigger pattern for this uptrend, because we just cannot make low. We cannot go lower even down to here. This is extremely important. We cannot even make it down. We're bouncing off the middle. We're bouncing off the middle. And you may be asking, hey, Thomas, why are you not selling this? I'm not selling this because the uptrend is starting to be so strong and we're bouncing off the middle. You cannot even make it all the way down to here, let alone all the way down to here. So why would I be selling this when this is starting to be an uptrend? And remember, guys, bigger patterns take time to develop, and this is extremely common pattern. You get this big spike, you get a 30-minute consolidation, 1-hour consolidation, trading range, and then the bigger pattern will establish. And this is what established the bigger pattern. Okay. Once you start breaking higher above this resistance, this is where we have to find this channel from this low. Okay. Now, let me not rush into this. This is now clearly strong uptrend, because we just broke the resistance. We didn't look back. We haven't looked back. We're just working higher. If this is an uptrend, what I'm looking to do is to buy high probability setups, which are second entries, two-legged pullbacks. You guys can see the market likes to move in twos at the key entry points. Key entry point is trend line, support or resistance line, or this exponential moving average. Excuse me. So we have a new high. Okay, so we have a first entry long, and it just worked. Okay, and it's far away from EMA, so I'm not going to take it. We have a new high. We have a first entry long. I'm waiting for second entry, and second entry never established new high. We're far away from EMA. You have and you just keep making new highs. Okay, there is no really good setup here. Now we have a spike and a channel, because this is extremely steep move up. Okay, this is extremely steep move up, and when you have the first steep leg, the second leg is almost always going to be more choppy, and it's going to create the channel. It's going to be fairly obvious for you to spy. But take a look. EMA is pointing higher the same way as it will pointing higher right here. Okay, so you can't deny this is an uptrend. Here we have a new high. We have a first entry long, pull back, you break lower, and a second entry long. I didn't mark this trade because you're so far away from EMA. You're barely touching this trend line. It is aggressive setup because now you're clearly walking higher. I have it zoomed in too much because I still hold the runner, and that messes up the ninja trade a little bit. But the pattern, the bigger trend is so strong that you pretty much want to look for any reason to buy. And this is a second entry, so you know what, I'm going to mark it regardless, because I was extremely tempted to buy this when I was watching, extremely tempted, but it was just so far away from EMA, you never know. And market keeps working higher, keeps working higher. And remember, now I don't buy. We're not looking to buy now. This is not high probability. It can almost reverse any single pullback. You don't know that. Any second it can reverse on you. We want to trade high probability setups, two-legged pullbacks at the key entry point. This is the safest way to do it. Okay, you have a new high, you have a first entry, and it just worked. You have a new high right here. You have a first entry long, pullback, and what is happening? First of all, take a look. You're coming off the higher trend line, and what's most likely going to do? We're most likely going to go all the way to this bottom trend line. This is how the trend line is just slanted support or resistance line. Okay, so I'm at this point on, I'm anticipating a little bit of a push lower, but this is such a strong uptrend. I'm still expecting setup at the EMA. Honestly, I'm expecting two-legged pullback. When I see this first leg, I'm expecting a two-legged pullback at the EMA, but it didn't happen. Look, for whatever reason, we pushed below EMA. People taking profits. A lot of people starting to pick top. Okay, we're working lower. We have a first bullish bar. This is the first bar after this entire move that right now closed below the EMA. But we are still below EMA, and this is starting to look like a bearish rally. Don't pick a bottom here. You really want to be. Why would you pick bottom here when you wait for prices to get to the key entry point? High probability setup at the key entry point. Okay, it was just enough for a scalp. You have a first entry short, pullback, second entry short. Now, at this point on, I can even draw the trend line like here. What would you do here, guys? What would you do here? If, let's say, would you sell here? Well, if you would, I would slap you on your hand, because that's the wrong move here. And why is the wrong move? Well, look at this. Do I need to say more? This is extremely strong uptrend. Extremely strong. I'm still, once again, I'm zooming in too much because I want to do bar by bar, but this is extremely strong uptrend. It's not worth selling temporary correction when overall boss is up. Okay, look, if you buy any tiny pullback, you're going to win, but if you sell, it is very dangerous. So skip this. It worked here, it worked here. I'm expecting for price to go all the way down to here. It's not happening, and it's working higher. Okay, now that I see price pushing above the EMA, what am I anticipating? I'm anticipating a reverse pattern, because I want to now jump back on board. I know this is a two-tier channel working higher. This is a two-tier channel working higher. And right now I'm anticipating, since we are pushing above the EMA, the continuation of this trend. This is just temporary correction. Don't get mistaken. This is temporary correction. So I'm waiting for first entry short, second entry short failure above the EMA. And we don't get that. We just keep working higher. We just keep working higher. And at this point on, I'm still 2-1 for the day, okay? I just want you guys to realize this. We just don't get that, okay? We just get a first entry short failure, and you don't want to go long all the way up to here. Now, we just created a new high. We have a first entry long, pullback. You have a sort of a second entry long, but it instantly turned down, and now you have a two-legged pullback to the EMA. Oh, hold on, this the trade is actually screwing me over here, but let's bear with me, guys. This is looking, when I was looking at this was looking like a two-legged pullback to the EMA, and the bigger trend is still up. I took this long right here, and I knew about this resistance. I saw this double top right here. I saw it here, right here, and look how you're struggling to move higher. So many stims. Look at this wick rejection. Big trap to the downside. I still entered long here because I was betting on the boss, and I got stopped out just by one tick. And look at this. Look at this bar. Look at this bar that just formed. Looking very tempting, doesn't it? I'm not going to go long here into this resistance. I was supposed to go, the market is supposed to rally up on this two-legged pullback to the EMA. I knew about this resistance. I took a chance here, and that's what trading is. We just have a odds on our favor. I took a bet, got stopped out. That's okay. Hey, that's part of trading. But at this point, I've had 2 losing trades, and I very rarely have 2 losing trades in one day now these days. And I was on an extremely good win streak. And every time you're on an extremely good win streak, you're starting to get too cocky, too overconfident. You feel invincible, and this is what's going to happen. Okay, so for you guys who are on a good win streak, I mean, it is what it is. So I'm not going to really enter right here into this resistance. Plus, you are in this downtrend now. This downtrend is clearly visible. Look what happened. It's working lower. It's working lower. I don't want to go short yet, though. I don't want to go short yet. Look at this trap right here. You ticked higher, pull down. No, I'm not going to go short yet. Why? Strong uptrend. Look at this. Strong uptrend. I'm not shorting. No. I'm not shorting. Okay. So price keeps pushing lower. Price keeps pushing lower. And here we have a push above the EMA. Okay. So I have a first entry short. So this is starting to look like a reversal pattern. We may actually get something. And this is looking like a good higher low setup because we are now above the EMA. But this is just first break of this downtrend. And what's most likely going to happen? You're going to get a new extreme. And lo and behold, perfect price action. Let's adjust the trend line a bit. Perfect price action, break, new low. And now you're witnessing my trade I'm holding during this. Nice big bullish bar. After downtrend played out, strong uptrend, key entry point. This is where the magic happens. You find it right here and you're just playing it safely. And this is a 90% win rate trade. High probability setup. Okay, market keeps pushing higher. First entry short, pullback, second entry short, failure. But I think now you're once again very close to this resistance. So you want to be, and you're entering above this doji bar. It is a reversal pattern. And this is, by the way, the reversal pattern. This is what I was expecting right here and all the way down to there. Because this is a first entry short, you take one tick lower, failed, second entry short. I'm going to mark it for aggressive traders because this is a sort of breakout pullback pattern. But as I was preparing my chart, I saw this gorgeous breakout pullback pattern. Oh, I had the initial trend line correct. Look at this. New high. This higher is higher than this high. First entry long, pullback. Second entry long. Above horrible doji. This is a bearish doji. We're not going long above this. So the second, you would have to go on a second entry long above this bullish bar. Okay. And we didn't trigger above this bar. There's no trigger. There's no entry. You have a second entry long technically right here. Plus you have a break and a new low of this downtrend, and you have a two-legged pullback to where? I'm about to delete everything on the chart. Two key entry point, and not just one, but three key entry points. Resistance now acts as a support. EMA is holding prices. We couldn't close below EMA. Big bullish bar and the trend line. You have three key entry points. You have a second entry long, bullish bars, 90% win rate trade. Very similar high probability setup to this. This one is even more successful. And a student asked me whether because he asked me about breakout pullback pattern, and I told him breakout pullback almost never, think about this, write this down, almost never you get a break and a new low of a downtrend. In this instance, breakout pullback is generally such a strong setup, you will not get a break and a new low. This is extremely rare, okay? And when you see this, you have to take it, because breakout pullback patterns, they generally are inside of this trend line. You will not get a break and a new low most often than not. Okay, this is extremely important. So this is why it is such an important trade. Market keeps pushing higher, and we are now holding the runner. Should I just tighten this? No, let me just hold it. I still got time. I started to do this a little bit early. So this is how today, this is how today was formed. I took 2 losing trades, but I had 3 winning trades, and because of my money management system, you know, no worries. I'm still in green, and that's all that matters. So hopefully it was useful. If it was, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. Let me know that you find this useful, and enjoy the weekend and study the chart over the weekend, so you will see this live. Bye bye everybody.